Good morning. How are you today, Lisa?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for asking. So, we've been chatting a little bit about your experience. You have some great, solid experience, some really great tenure. So, what I'd like to do now is give you the floor and allow you to tell me a little bit about the work that you have been doing. Why don't we go ahead and start most recently, and then go back a few years.
Okay. So at Daytona Hyundai, I started out making appointments in the service department, and they really didn't have any, no job description or SOP on the job. So I started creating that as I went along so that we could hire somebody else and help out. I also took on, after doing that, we did hire somebody to do the Hyundai appointments. So I started doing the high-end cars, Genesis, and took care of the loaners that go out to those customers on a daily basis and book those out accordingly throughout the 3 months ahead of time. Um, I also took care of all the pre-survey calls. At the end of the day, I would call all the customers from the day before and ask them about their experience on their visit with Hyundai, whether it was good feedback or bad feedback. I wrote everything down, presented it to the manager so that he would know if it was bad comments so that he could get in contact with the customer. And pretty much handled, we worked on two programs, Auto Loop and CDK, which are automotive dealership programs. And I pretty much taught myself in like a week how to do both of them. We also had to go into the Hyundai dealership program and make sure everything was updated there as well. And on from there, I worked at MGIC, which is a mortgage insurance company. I started out doing loan documentation, and what you do there is you take the full loan document, it comes into your computer, and you put it into the buckets that it belongs to, whether it's credit, whether it's the appraisal. You just divide the whole thing up into the buckets that they belong to and make sure that we have something for every bucket. And if not, then we would get in contact with the loan officer and let him know what documentation we needed to move forward.
Okay.
From that department, I was requested into the special projects department by the manager because of my Excel background, and we did a lot of Excel spreadsheets for the customers and kept up with any documentation that was needed, especially if they had credit issues. We needed to keep documentation on what pieces we were missing and what pieces we needed, we already had, so that we could keep track of that and make sure we got it back in a timely manner so that we could upload it into the system and get them their PMI insurance.
Okay. And we talked a little bit about software because obviously most all jobs now are using computers and software. So why don't you tell me a little bit about what you told me about your computer experience?
My computer experience started when I started working, and I worked for, I think, IBM 4 or 5 years. And that's where I learned my solid background in computers and how to keep your workplace clean, free of any garbage or, sorry about that, free of any excess things on your desk. You just want to keep it clean and your workspace area clean. But I also learned about computers because we had the big IBM servers. So we learned about floppy disks and all that. And the software that they gave us, I just started picking it up really quick. It was just something, I don't know why I'm good at it, but any software that's thrown at me, I can do. For example, the software that Hyundai gave me, I was able to do it. When I worked at MGIC, let me look back in my notes that we worked on, let's see here, where I put that.
While you're for that,
yeah, they had their own specialty software, Atlas and Navigator, and they did use Lotus Notes, which I know is outdated, and that company was outdated as far as computers go. But I was able to pick those up within a week.
Okay. And then in addition to the proprietary software that you have used,
Okay.
you have used Microsoft Office.
Yes, I've used Microsoft 365 for the past 10 years. And as it has developed into what it is now, I've been able to go right along with it and learn everything that I can. We used Teams all the time, so that was a good outlet for a team chat to keep, talk to other departments when I was at MGIC. I don't know if you've heard of Microsoft Dynamics, but when I worked at Syscom Technologies, which was a computer repair company as well as a sales company for servers and what have you, I worked in the service department there with the technicians, and this particular company was woman owned, and they developed a software called Exapta. And I was a software trainer for the companies that bought it from us. I helped support that software. Later on, after I left there, I think it was a good 10 years, Microsoft bought that program and it became Microsoft Dynamics.
Okay. Wow. All right. Well, I think that's all I've got for you for this part of the interview. But don't go anywhere. We got a few more things to chat about.
Okay.